This is how to crochet an egg. It started out as a bunny tutorial, but I forgot to add the eyeballs, so I figured we might as well make an egg tutorial and a bunny tutorial. So I'm going to start with 2 chains, and then I'm going to put 6 single crochet into the very first chain. You can definitely use a magic circle instead of the chain 2. I've just had a really bad experience with using this kind of a yarn for a magic ring because it tends to just break on me. Row 2 is going to be in the comments, and be sure to like and follow. This is how to crochet an egg part 2. I am not going to slip stitch into the first stitch. I'm going to add the first stitch of row 2 directly on top of the first stitch of row 1. Then I'm going to add a stitch marker, click my row clicker, and then I'm going to add a second single crochet into the same stitch and 2 single crochet into every stitch around. Your total stitch count for this row should be 12, and this is considered an increased stitch where you put 2 stitches into every single stitch around. I've made multiple instructional videos about increasing rows, so if you've been here for a while, you probably recognize it. If you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow, and part 3 for row 3 will be in the comments. This is how to crochet an egg part 3. I already added my first single crochet and put the stitch marker back on top. Then I'm going to add a second single crochet into the same stitch and then 1 regular single crochet into the next. And that is going to be my pattern for the entire circle. So it's going to be an increased stitch with 2 single crochet and then a regular single crochet into the next, all the way around. I realize I'm moving a little fast. I can definitely slow the video down if you need me to, but I also have a lot of other slower videos on how to crochet a circle, and all of my circles start the same way. Part 4 will be in the comments, and like and follow for more stitch tutorials. This is how to crochet an egg part 4. For this row, I'm just going to put a regular single crochet into every stitch around. We are not increasing for this row, and that's to get that cone shape instead of a perfect ball shape. But that's it for the verbal instructions for part 4. Part 5 will be in the comments, and if you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. I post them every single day. This is how to crochet an egg part 5. I already added my first single crochet in the stitch marker. Then I'm going to put a second single crochet into the same stitch, and then I'm going to put a regular single crochet into each of the following 2 stitches. So again, that sequence is going to be an increase stitch, 2 stitches, and then 1 stitch into the next 2 stitches. I also put this video on half speed. I think it's a lot easier to follow, especially if you're a beginner, and I'll probably keep that up for the rest of the series. So I want to apologize for how fast the other parts were. I didn't realize I was in a rush when I was filming. I don't think I was in a rush, but here we are. But that's the end of the verbal instructions for part 5. I'm going to go ahead and put part 6 in the comments. I also just finished my last final exam, so yay! I'm officially on spring break, which means I've got more time to film, edit, and post. So if you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. If you have a question about this project, or you would like to request a project or a stitch, you can leave them in the comments of any of my videos. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in part 6. This is how to crochet an egg part 6. This row is super simple. We are going to put a single crochet into every stitch for the entire row, and that's it. I am going to go ahead and put part 7 in the comments, you can watch the rest of the row. It is at half-time speed, but it is just a single crochet all the way around. For those that are still watching, if you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. I post them every single day on my page. And if you have any questions about this project or would like to request another project or a stitch, you can leave them in the comments of any of my videos. I'm generally really responsive, and I get really excited when people tag me in things. I don't know why. I think it's because like somebody thought about me enough to tag me in something, so that's always welcome. If I do miss a comment, I apologize. Sometimes they don't pop up in my notifications, and sometimes I check them right before I go to sleep, and I think that I at least liked it. I like to at least like all the comments so that you know that I read your comment, unless they're mean. If you have something mean to say, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not that much of a pushover. But if you took the time to leave me a comment, I will take the time to leave you a like. That's my philosophy. But I'm just rambling, so I will see you in part 7. This is how to crochet an egg part 7. I am adding another row of increases, so I'm going to put 2 stitches into the first stitch, and then I'm going to put 1 regular stitch into the following 3 stitches. So again, that sequence is an increase followed by a single crochet into 3 stitches. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit of crochet terminology because I've been trying to figure out how to make a video about how to read a pattern. Because when I was teaching in class and people wanted to learn how to read a pattern, I would always ask them what was confusing, and every single person had a different part that was confusing. But 90% of the time, it was just the intimidation factor. I think people are genuinely intimidated by patterns because they use acronyms and all this crazy terminology, and if you don't get it, it makes you feel stupid, and nobody wants to feel stupid. So I think a way that I can help with that maybe is by saying the terminology that is used in a pattern, so that when you come across a pattern, you can just read the acronyms out loud, read it however it says it, and then maybe it'll sound like something you've heard me say, and you can place it with something that I did in a video. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I think it's worth a shot. I'll go ahead and put part 8 in the comments, and if you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. I post them every single day. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments of any of my videos. See you there! This is how to crochet an egg part 8 and row 8. For this row, I'm going to put a single crochet into every single stitch all the way around. It's very simple. You can watch the video until the end of the row. I'm going to put part 9 in the comments tomorrow. It's getting a little late, and I got the battery notification on my phone, and I feel like those are enough signs to call it a day. But if you like these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. I post them every single day on my page. If you have a question about this project or would like to request a project, you can leave them in the comments of any of my videos. Sometimes I feel crazy for repeating that every single time I make a video, but every time I don't, I feel like I should have. I have never, not once, checked to see my engagement when I say it versus when I don't say it. The only thing I will say is that my engagement on videos is a lot different when I don't say "this is." I have to start every video with that. My husband makes fun of me all the time. So we'll sit on the couch together and we're both just scrolling on our phones, and he will go on my page full volume and just wait until I say "this" and just keep scrolling. This. and just stare at me while he's doing it. I don't know why I ramble so much in these. I feel like, because I don't add sound besides my voiceover, so I feel like I have to talk for the rest of it. Plus, it's therapeutic when I don't feel like I get to talk to people throughout the day. And this is something I'm passionate about, and I could talk about this all the time. And I feel like if you're watching this, you might be getting there if you're not there already. So hopefully you'll come back tomorrow and finish the rest of this egg. Maybe you're just watching the videos because you like the stitches. I don't know. I just like making this. Makes me happy. This is my happy place, 100%. This is How to Crochet an Egg part 11. We are on row 14. I already decreased my first stitch, and then I'm going to put a single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then I'll decrease again, single crochet in 2, decrease again, single crochet in 2, all the way until I get back to the stitch marker. Whenever I stuff my stuffies, I like to add the filling after the first row of decreases. I usually go about half, and then after the second row, I'll go a little bit more. The main thing is that you don't want to overfill in the beginning because you'll start to pull the stuffing through your stitches if your hook gets caught in it. By stuffing a little bit after every single row of decreases, you're stuffing it evenly, and it'll also help you shape it at the end when the hole is a lot smaller. Part 12 will be in the comments, and be sure to like and follow. This is How to Crochet an Egg part 12. I already decreased my first stitch and added a stitch marker back into it. Then I'm going to add a single crochet, another decrease, another single crochet, another decrease, all the way until I get back around to the stitch marker. I also added a little bit of stuffing after the last row, and like I said, the biggest thing with the stuffing is to just make sure that you keep the row you're working with clear so that you don't pull the stuffing through the stitches. Now, in my ball tutorial, I went over how to stuff it kind of firmly. For these, I don't like them stuffed too firm, so instead of putting it in the inside, I'm just placing it on top, and I'm just trying to make sure that I maintain the shape of the egg. Part 13 is in the comments, and be sure to like and follow. This is How to Crochet an Egg part 13. We are on row 16, and this is going to be our last row of crocheting. So we're going to add a decrease stitch into every single stitch around until we end up with 6 stitches, which is the same amount of stitches that we started with. And we're just going to cut the yarn at the end and leave a little bit of a tail so that we can, sew it up, but it doesn't have to be a very long tail. You can still add a little bit of stuffing after this row, and I'll put part 14 in the comments, and be sure to like and follow.